want us to explore as part of this discussion is really about alignment and aligning your business goals with your channel goals. Whenever you go through the process of actually building a business case, it helps you take yourself out of the weeds a bit, actually step back and think about, do we have a really strong understanding of the broader business goals? And then making sure that those are aligned to your channel goals. It seems really self-evident, but you'd be surprised in how many situations there is a misalignment. And of course, without that alignment, your business case then is already very flawed. But what it also helps you to do is then think about, okay, what are the kind of features and characteristics of PRM that will help us to achieve those business objectives? So, for example, if your company is on a very strong growth trajectory and are looking and prioritizing initiatives around revenue growth, you want to think about highlighting how things like deal registration, incentives, co-marketing, training and enablement can help you achieve those revenue goals quicker. If you are, like many of us in the tech industry are, facing a period of cost efficiency drives, right, you would then want to really focus on the self-service and the automation features of PRM and how they can help you from a productivity perspective. So, hopefully that kind of sets the scene, and I'm going to, I think, pose the first question to you, Scott. Having been in this kind of role and actually going through this process yourself, right, can you share an example from your own experience where a technology like a PRM has helped you to achieve a business goal? And what do you think, and how did you get to that linkage, and what do you think led to success? Start with Scott, but obviously Dave, Kenneth, feel free to chime in as we go through.
No, I appreciate it. And I can see why Kenneth, you want to be on here, because I just went through this journey. So to set the table a bit, I joined Skyhigh about 1.5 years ago, and our channel was largely fulfillment. When I looked at the key metrics that we want to influence as a channel leader, the first one is aligned to that first line there, revenue growth. I want to see the channel sourced mix of business climb. And we were near single digit in terms of percent of business being sourced from the channel. Now, I had to activate the channel and change that from a fulfillment channel to really a creative growth where the channel is trusting us enough to bring in their customers, do deal registrations, but they have to feel protected. So that was the first goal that I had to overcome. So the first thing I did is I called Ken and I said, Ken, we need our own storefront. We need our own face to the partners. There was wild confusion out in the market of who Skyhigh was, and there was no real place to go for partners, a single place where they can go in, get all of the training they needed, submit MDF requests, see where they're at in our certification and our program. So in February of this year, we launched our program, Altitude. In parallel, we were able to launch our partner portal and our PRM at the same time as launching the program, which is key, because as I'm getting all the press in CRN, I needed a home for the partners to land on and figure out, how do I navigate the new program? And so when I look at that, it's the PRM's helping our brand. But when I look at the first key metric, we went from single digit channel sourced. I'm over 35% channel sourced now, and it's been less than a year. So to see, hey, partners came in, they're able to see how easy it is to do deal registration from within one tool, see that I have clear rules of engagement that are posted out there so they can trust us, and then see where they reside in our partner program and how they can earn profitability and rebates, and then how we can maximize MDF. So that's the first key metric, and maybe I'll pause there, Dave or Kenneth, if you wanted to add some more to that.
I would say, thanks, Scott. That's great, and you guys have done a really good job on that, as the numbers show, growing from below single digit to over 30. That's no mean feat. Most people would take your arm off for that. But I think it's, you touched on the engagement. So having that single pane of glass or storefront, as you call it, is really important for your partners to understand where to go, how to interact with you, and from your perspective, the inward outward looking, it ultimately creates competitive advantage for you in the channel. As you said, before that, there was confusion. Who are you? Where do we go? What do we do? What are the rules of engagement? So if people think about, I always say this, partners have choices, they will work with multiple vendors, you know, and ultimately you're the vendor, you want to win that partner's mind share, you ultimately want to win their in customer business, and that's what, you know, partners bring to the table. So by making it easy for those partners to work with you or creating that frictionless channel, that's where the whole PRM or partner enablement platform comes into place. So I don't know, Dave, did you want to chime in?
Yeah, congratulations on that 35%, Scott. You've clearly set some building blocks in place that will probably take you even much higher than that. One of the thoughts I had about what I've watched you do at Skyhigh, though, is not just the reseller route, but I think you're involved with the MSP route. You've probably got some technology partners. So as you define in your PRM, you know, different types of partners. So your executives at Skyhigh understand that we have a lot of different types of partners, and they're all going to contribute to that 35% and grow it. How is that working out for you?
No, it's early days, but you're spot on, Dave. Each of those has a different need, care about, and content that they require. So you'll see more about MSPs from us in the coming year. But our technology alliances have gotten even stronger in the last year. We just announced we're on the CrowdStrike marketplace, so it's good to see that. We have our longstanding relationship with our Trellix family on the other side at the endpoint. So you're right, the other partners, when they come in, they need to have that role-based experience to see what type of content they need. And the reseller is different from the MSP, different from our professional services only partners that we have out there as well. There's one thing, you know, so we were talking about metrics as well. When, you know, it's nice to say, hey, let's hit that fast forward button and see, all right, we've went from single digit channel source to 35, but along the way, you're waiting and wondering, is it resonating? And some of the metrics that I was able to share with our board were the what I call the green shoots. It's, you know, are partners logging into the portal? Are they consuming training content? So I was able to say, hey, our portal usage is climbing. Our number of deal registrations are climbing. The bookings will come, I promised. And now they're starting to come. So it's not just the end lagging metrics to look at. Your PRM helps you see quickly, you know, are you building momentum that will lead to that final result?
Yes, great, Scott. Thank you, and also congratulations. That's a pretty significant achievement. We all know how very hard that is to do. So I'm hearing a bit about education. I'm hearing a bit about, you know, really thinking through the types of partners and ensuring that you create that role-based experience. And what I loved what you said as well is, you know, if we're going to announce a partner program, we've put all this effort and investment, you know, make sure that partners actually have somewhere to go and that they're getting this consistent experience. So
to come back to, you know, what's important, how do you measure it? So another thing I would say to people is, look, if you're going to sell, who sells without having a CRM system? Probably very few. You would have to be a tiny company not to have a management system to bring in your direct sales. So now as you go to market through the channel, why would you not have a partner relationship management system?